Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Hope you're doing well and hope you're staying cool or warm or wherever you're at. Well, I'm going to do a short couple video on some good content creators. I'm going to play a little bit of the video. And again, just dealing with relation between men and women. And really, in this video, the women is going to pretty much reveal themselves. I'm going to show you show this video, and I'll come back with my comment, my opinion.
But I'm assuming that you're a black woman and the white women are trying to keep black men from you. That's not the case. I will tell you from my experience, my black man was practically homeless when we started dating. He had just literally just got on his feet within like 2 weeks of us meeting, and got a place to live. He was living out of a van. Okay. I am his first white woman. He told me, and this is his words, not mine, that black women would not give him the time of day given his circumstance. A black woman wants somebody already done, already put together. The business is booming, and they got money coming in, money flow, big money flow, because they want to be taken care of.
No, get out what? No, that's not true.
I saw the potential in my man, saw how great of a man he was. He's a God-fearing man, and saw how pure his heart is, and saw all of what he was trying to accomplish, and I literally just backed him up on everything. Now
The white women scouting, man. They got 5-star scouting. They got all the cheat codes.
we run a successful business together that I helped him build from ground zero. Not from ground zero. He had a little bit going on before me. He started to pick up the pieces, but I tremendously helped. And he said the biggest difference between me and the black women that he has been with is they want a put together man, and he wasn't quite put together yet, and that was okay with me. I didn't need his money. I got my own money. I got me. Financially, I'm good. He was just a bonus. And that, he said, was the biggest difference. And again, I'm the first white woman that this man has ever dated, so his experience was completely different prior to me. I think it is what it is, sweetheart.
What did Dr. Umar say?
Nobody will see a black man with potential, and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sister see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire, and the sister say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us.
Here's the thing. There are a lot of black women that will see. Let me just address the comments that I've been getting, okay? Because I've been getting a lot of comments. My face is swollen, okay? It is, okay? So the ingrown hair is killing me right now. It's killing. I slept on one. You don't realize how much you move until you can only sleep on one side. I slept on one side. My whole side was messed up this morning when I woke up, okay? But I'm good, don't worry. Thank you for the messages. There are a lot of black women that will hear this, and they will say, Dr. Umar is essentially telling us to settle. But no. What he's saying is, live in reality, number one. Most men are rich. Most men make average money. Most people are average. So you finding a successful man is hard anyways. It's just gonna be hard just based on the fact that most people aren't successful, right? But there are characteristics that determine success. If you become good at finding those, you can find a man who's on the upwards projection. And I don't care what anyone says. There's a difference between finding man's mind, he wants to be loved for who he really is, right? Even though that just isn't, it's just not our reality. But if you come up with a woman, you know, if anything happens and you go down bad and you ain't got the money, she's gonna be right there because she's always been there.
This week on Maker Update, elevating your workspace, the iceberg that sunk the Titanic, getting medieval, and look, Mom.
He's absolutely right. He made a good point about that. They want a finished product. But check this quick story out.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. Watch her disrespect an honest working man.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What's on your mind right now? What's on your mind right now?
Now I'm trying to, because this guy, he asked for two double whoppers. And then he said, number who? And now he's switching it up. He getting upset with me.
That's what's on your mind right now?
Yeah.
It needs to be some money.
Clearly, that's what was on his mind. That's why he's working a job. Now let's say a little prayer for her, shall we? May every man that you're interested in that has a good income never give you the time of day. Amen.
I have a serious question. Do straight men exist anymore? In 2025, like, I'm really asking, like, are y'all out there? What is going on? I'm constantly seeing content about men not being straight anymore.
Interesting, because all I see is content from straight men. Now, prove to us by showing us videos of content from gay men that's coming through your FYI page. You can't, because you're lying.
Like it's literally just non-existent. Like, it's given, like, women don't have a choice, but to be with a man that's either bi or DL, like, or just having a lavender relationship. Like, I need y'all to answer me. Do straight men exist anymore?
And here's how we know this woman is not worth a good man's time. A man married to a Dominican woman from his TikTok channel called The Traveler's Life responded. We got tired of hearing how much we weren't needed and decided to go where we were needed and wanted. Look how she responded. Okay, so y'all sleep with each other because that's where you need it. Got it. Now, any halfway intelligent person will recognize that this man's profile pic has him and his wife in it. Yet still, this is how she responds. This just lets you know that she's lying through her teeth about seeing only gay men coming through her social media feed. This is what they do when they can't get their way with a man. And here's another one proving that when they can't get their way, they have no problem showing the entire world how trifling they can be.
Niggas always talking about 50-50 this, 50-50 that. Just so we clear, if I'm paying 50-50 with a nigga, just know another nigga in my house.
If you like the videos that I make and you haven't done so already, take a moment and click that subscribe button and the notification bell and help me get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm almost there, so your sub will be greatly appreciated. And now for our featured video, the Disney fantasy from a Matrix black woman's perspective.
I've had way too many amazing men in my life for me to ever say, I don't need a man, forget these men. I don't think I would ever say that. But,
Remember, she said she knows way too many amazing men.
I will say, I think black women might be the new, okay?
The mere fact that at your big age, you're still referring to black men as ninjas says a lot about your character.
Let me explain. One time,
That's
one
what
of
they
my
want.
girlfriends, very successful woman,
Now she's going to try to compare with an average earning man, which is more than likely what she qualifies for, to her high earning female friend's action.
she said, oh, Taylor, I want to take you out to dinner. And I was like, all right, bet.
Now you see Now you see what the men been talking about.
I need a tap to begin the scan.
He said, oh, Taylor, I want to take you out to dinner. And I was like, all right, bet. This woman sent an Uber Black to my house to pick me up.
A woman who's been knowing you for a while. Continue.
Took me out to dinner at the Austin Proper Hotel. If any of you guys are from the Austin, Texas area, you know Austin Proper has some of the best espresso martinis in the city, okay?
And how often do you take your female friends there and pay for those martinis for them?
Then you go up some stairs or you take their elevator, go up to their restaurant upstairs, eat, okay? That's what she did. She took me out to dinner at the restaurant up top. We ate the food, yum, 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 okay? Then she was like, oh, I'm not ready to end the night yet. We go back downstairs, get like tapas, appetizers, more espresso martinis.
So, did you even offer to pay for the second round of drinks? Seeing that she paid for the Uber Black and your food at this expensive restaurant? Of course you didn't.
Okay? And then when the night's over, she sends me back home in another Uber Black.
So you got a free ride there and a free ride back in style. Okay.
Then has the nerve to text me and ask me, did I get home safely?
And when a man does it, he's being called too clingy or he's too nice.
I have never had a man do that.
Are you worth it to a man for him to do all of that? But wait, you can't answer that question. Only the men that you dated can answer that question. By the way, why are you single looking for a man to give you this type of treatment? I think it's safe to say you're over 40 years old.
I had a man send, an Uber to pick me up, but like not for a date.
So they'll only send you a car to pick you up for a booty call, huh?
Okay? And I was like, I felt so special. Like,
so when was the last time you made a man feel special?
Right.
the fact that you're home, like, black women are setting the standards too damn high. I'm like, damn, if my friends are treating me this well, what expectations could I have of a man? Okay?
I've known a lot of women that are one way with her female friends, but she's a totally different person when she's in a relationship with a man. In a relationship with a man, a lot of them become nothing more than a pain in a man's butt.
And I'm just like, damn, black women might really be the new business. Like, they really got it going on. Like,
keep in mind, this is just one outing she's talking about.
they really do. Like, they have the money, they have the education, they got the cars, they got the houses. I'm just like, damn. And they're stunning, beautiful. Like,
And they're all of that you just described. So the question is, why do you think they're all single?
the competition is fierce.
No, it's really not.
You start wondering, well, damn, if you can get so fulfilled in your friendships.
Then you need to go date your girlfriend then.
Exactly.
None of us men are going to be upset about it.
I'm
No.
just wondering. Do we need the men for everything? I don't know.
So she made this video based on one outing from one of her successful female friends to say that black men should do the same for a woman
Exactly.
just because she's a woman. Just one outing. Well, here's my challenge to you, young lady. Start dating that woman and expect her to give you this treatment ongoing, and let's see what happens. You notice in this video, not one time did she say what she was doing in return for that woman who treated her to this one outing. She didn't even offer to pay for the second round of drinks. And I guarantee you, she's not going to do anything as far as reciprocation is concerned for that one night outing. Women like this, who are complaining about men not whining and dining them to a higher scale, have no business making videos like this. The only woman that should be making a video like this is a woman who has been married to a man for years and has been peaceful, respectful, and given value to that man's life. But he isn't giving her this treatment every now and then. That's the only woman that should be making a video like this. So all I heard in this video was simply this. She got picked up by an Uber Black for free, was taken to an expensive restaurant to eat and drink for free. Then she was given more food and more drinks and didn't even offer to pay for the second round of drinks. And then was driven back home in an Uber Black for free. In conclusion, this is yet another woman from the Matrix, living in a Disney fantasy world in her mind, expecting men to wine and dine them at an expensive restaurant and expensive cars for free, while giving absolutely nothing of value in return to either the man or, in this case, the woman who is successful. And by the way, lady, before you make the final decision to switch teams, studies have shown across the board that the divorce rate for lesbians is much higher, with 72% of same-sex divorces in 2019 coming from lesbian couples, about 3 times higher rate than gay male couples. That right there tells us that dating or even marrying another woman is not guaranteeing you that you're going to successfully stay together, even if they're taking you out on expensive dates on the regular. Let that sink in. Nice try at trying to shame men into taking women out on expensive dates, though. But once again, it has failed.
Yep. And you see, the women make the videos like this themselves, and they're very attractive women. Imagine in a years time, all these attractive women is single, and then men probably come from other parts. Well, why these beautiful American black women are single? It's the things that they say. It's the standard.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Hey Mayor, did you know that the bucket backs of drivers...
Damn commercials.
Who's the buck and who's...
Here's another guy gonna lay out some facts. All these men telling the truth. Gonna reveal facts and truth. Shout out to Black Noxus. Route. Please act right.
They used to call this concern trolling, back in the early days of the manosphere, right? When people would basically pretend like they really cared about you and cared about your well-being when they really weren't. Really, they were trying to plot your downfall. I was looking at a couple of people talking about this young brother missing, quote unquote, in the Dominican Republic, going down there to look for his wife. And 5 days later, he shows up and he's fine because his father calls his father, tells him where he's at, which is not unusual. That happens in the United States all the time. Adults go missing in the United States all the time. I mean, all the time. Now, the story behind this young man is he got married to a Dominican woman, so he never said he was a passport bro, but he got labeled any black man that travels, that marries outside of his culture, marries a foreign woman, is already automatically labeled a passport bro. Just this. He never claimed the title, he never said he did it. People marry Dominican women all the time, especially down in Florida. Happens all the time. Black men are not allowed to venture outside the block gate they call the black community. And if something befalls him, then it's automatically jumped on. Automatically jumped on. Now, monthly, divestors inside the United States, that 8 married white men get killed all the time. Every month, there's some divestor that got killed by her white daddy. And nobody says very much. It's not national news. But a black man going to a foreign country and something befalls him, and automatically it's national news. It's all over the place. It hits the web like, oh my God, you guys are taking L's, you guys are getting whatever, yada, 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 right? White men do that all the time. White men come up missing all the time. White men come up in body bags all the time. Nobody says anything. But when a black man does it, especially outside of the black community, black women have a fit.
Mm-hmm.
Black women have a fit. Oh my God, you can't go down there, because they want all the other black men to be afraid. Oh my God, you can't go down there. You're not going to be safe. You're going to mess with these women, and they're going to drug you, and they're going to rob you, and they're going to kill you, they're going to kidnap you, blah, 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 blah. That's what they call concern trolling. They're really not concerned about you and your welfare, because the same women inside the United States that you date will do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have far more chance of getting robbed and killed inside the United States by black women than you do going overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you the number of guys that going on a date, not prostitution, not buying none of that, right? Trying to go on a date through a social media app or through a dating app and set up to be robbed, set up to be killed. Nobody really talks about that. Nobody really talks about that. That's not a big deal, but let a brother go overseas and that happens to. Because the amount But black women are so loud because they don't want you to leave. And they want to scare all the other people that are still inside the pen that want to escape. That's what they're talking about. A white man can go all over the country and impregnate all kinds of women all over the world and nobody says anything. Nobody says anything. A black man cannot do one thing wrong once.
That's true. That's true. That's
He didn't
true.
do anything to the woman. He just asked her a question, and the black one filled up her head with all kind of nonsense. And next thing you know, the cops are coming out looking at him, not because he did anything wrong, not because he did anything to her. It's because what they perceived, what he said, he had to leave Brazil for a minute. He had to leave Brazil for a minute, not because he did anything, because what somebody said. White men sell their stuff and go over to the Philippines and get taken, or go to the Thailand and get taken all the time. They know what the game is. They go to Africa, they get taken all the time.
Yes.
Nobody says anything.
Dominican Republic.
All it is that
That's
black
true.
women want black men to be miserable with them.
Exactly.
That's all it is. They don't want black men to be happy. They want to be miserable. Black women are not happy unless they got their foot on a black man's neck.
That's true.
If they don't have their foot on your neck, they're not happy.
Yep.
If they're not mothering you and they're not fussing at you, like and henpecking you, they're not happy.
Yeah.
And they hate that you find other women that are not going to do that to them.
Exactly.
Now, white men and others have been going overseas, engaging in coffee girls, what I call coffee girls prostitution, forever. They got books. They got logs about how you do it, how much it costs. I can go right now, I can go online and I can go to certain sites and they'll tell me exactly what it costs in each country for punani. Tell me exactly how much it costs for punani and where to get it, and then give me a nice little broad range of what I can get. White men publish this stuff all the time. Nobody says anything. The DR, as far as prostitution, was opened up by white men. So was Colombia, so was Brazil, so was Thailand, and the Philippines.
Yep.
But it's normal for them to do it. But a black man can't engage. If he engages, then he's looked down upon. Rich Japanese men go to the Philippines, they go to Thailand, they go to Brazil, and they have a real good time and they pay money. They pay big money. Nobody says anything. Nobody says when black women and IG models go to Dubai and get broken off. Nobody says squat. Oh, that's a come up for them. They go out and they get defecated on and get peed on, all kind of stuff, and that's a come up for them. That's not an embarrassment. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Oh yeah, girl, you gonna get your money.
Yep.
But a black man goes out because he don't want to deal with the attitudes of even the poles, man, even freaking strippers that are in the United States have freaking black girl attitudes. So a guy wants to leave someplace else and go someplace and find him a different woman. Man, they got problems.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon.
Dropping facts. Shout out to his channel. He's dropping facts. Very true. Very, very true. Watch this.
Welcome to our own draft, ladies. The 2025 BEG draft. That's right, the blue-eyed girlfriend draft.
Oh my god. The blue-eyed girlfriend draft. Hey, yo. They did a whole show about this, bro.
These women are very immature. Very immature, man.
I'm your host, Lene Benee, and with the NBA draft looming, I figured now's a good time as any to ask, why do all these black athletes end up with white women? It's a question that has community-wide implications, with interracial dating serving as the crux of these huge, waste-of-time gender wars online. Well, somebody's got to have the conversation. In today's episode, we will explore all sides of this debate and even widen the scope because, as we know, it is not just a sports world phenomenon. So get ready to lock in with the dream team right here today on the People's Group. Since there has been a fine 6'something man willing to shoot, dribble, pass, steal, or kick a ball, there's always been a line of women behind him ready to cash that check. Yeah, and I mean, Cash is in cashing on their love for that man. But what we've seen over the years is that these successful black athletes have a certain affinity for blonde hair and blue eyes that we often criticize for various understandable reasons. However, and I won't say I'm going to play devil's advocate because the enemy can't get a damn thing from me. But I will say that there are some nuances that might add some context to the conversation around successful black athletes dating white women. Well, y'all, thank you so much for coming to the show. Absolutely. I'm so excited to sit here with you two specifically to have this conversation, because this conversation can go in so many ways. So before we get started, just like give me a lay of the land. I guess maybe not what's your introduction, but what's your experience with the conversation about black athletes ending up with white women or black men who prefer white women at large?
I would honestly say mine is frustration.
Okay.
Because I think the conversation needs to go in a different direction.
Okay.
I think we're lacking the communicative skills to be able to even have a conversation that's edifying, that gets us to the other side of being frustrated. It is something that's a real thing, and I can acknowledge that. But even as a black woman, a former athlete that went to a PWI, a single black woman, you know, I have my feelings. Like, I love black men. I prefer them as well. So it's almost like sometimes I feel like, man, they got another one of them. But at the same time, it's like, you know, love is love, and there's so much. This is a convoluted issue. So for me, I'm just excited to dive in with you guys, and hopefully people that watch will understand. Like, it's not just as black and white, no pun intended.
And before we get to talking about more about preference and I guess what we find appealing or attractive, I want to speak a little bit to what she said about these people don't really understand me and I don't understand them. I think for me specifically, when I think about my choice of who I want to end up with, I want to be with somebody I don't got to explain nothing.
Well, I need my plight
And
understood.
unfortunately,
Sure.
no offense, Deontay, I'm gonna have to explain certain things to a man. That's all.
The way that she just did that, no offense, Dante, but I'm gonna have to explain some things to you. She's woman explaining to him. Why? That's an intelligent young man. And granted, I may not agree with some of the things that this brother says, but don't discredit him like that. Let's address the conversation of all these black athletes marrying white women and not black women. This is from Thought Code. If you guys don't remember, this is from 2025 updated. However, the original was posted in 2021, but they did do an update, so I'm assuming nothing has changed. Rich men marry out. Black men drop black women as soon as they reach a certain level of success, don't they? While plenty of rap stars, athletes, and musicians may choose to date or marry interracially when they achieve fame, the same is not true for the bulk of successful black men. By analyzing census data, Tolson and Marks found that 83% of married black men who earned at least $100,000 annually got hitched to black women. So that dispels that narrative. Black community, are y'all paying attention? Just because y'all see a couple of NBA players get drafted every year, that does not mean that the majority of black men who make $100,000 or more are hopping the fence and marrying white women.
What if I told you that there's no such thing as no internet connection? It's an artificially created problem.
We got to be more intelligent than this, y'all. Now, I know you guys are probably asking, who is Tolson and Marks? We like HBCUs, right? The reports in the articles was written by Dr. Tolson, a black man. You know what school he went to? Howard University. Dr. Ivory A. Tolson is a professor of counseling psychology at Howard University and editor-in-chief of the Journal of Negro Education. Previously, Dr. Tolson was appointed by President Barack Obama to devise national strategies to sustain and expand federal support at HBCUs as executive director of the White House Initiative on Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Who is Marks? Oh my goodness, it's another black man, another doctor. Dr. Brian Thomas Marks. He went to Morehouse College, which is another HBCU. Sweet Christmas. My God. Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Division faculty. Dr. Bryant is a senior minister, researcher, trainer, and award-winning educator. He is the founding director of the National Training Institute on Race and Equity and is an associate professor in the Department of Psychology at Morehouse College. 2 HBCU doctors put out this information, and y'all couldn't do the research for that. This is a pro-black platform, right? I see we got 2 black women, 1 black man up there. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't do the research real quick and give these brothers credit for that information?
No. Nope.
My God. If they would have just looked at the statistics, they wouldn't even be having this conversation. Pew Research Center, January 23rd, 2025. Key facts about the U.S. black population. Black Americans are less likely than other Americans to be married. About half of black adults, 48%, have never been married, compared with 29% of non-black adults. So we have low marriage rates. However, we have to look at the population of black folks that are married. Black men in 2023 were more likely than black women to be married, 36% versus 29%. And I want to, be clear here because I know a lot of people, they go directly to blackdemographics.com. Blackdemographics.com got their information from this report, okay? So you have to go here to get the newest report, all right? So yes, 36 to 29. I still see people talking about 33 to 27%. No, it's 36 to 29 now. In turn, black women were more likely than black men to be divorced, separated, or widowed. The widowed, yes, that is justified because black men tend to die earlier than black women. Most men, I think all men, die earlier than their female counterparts. Mm-hmm. But black men specifically, as a community, 32% of us are married. So, like I said, that's low, very low. And when you compare that to non-black adults, it's 53%. To show the black community that even though 79% of married black men are married to black women, however, 21% of married black men are now currently married to women of other races. That is 1 in 5. And it says black men in the U.S. are more likely than black women to be married to someone who is not black. That does not mean that most black men who are married to other races of women.
Exactly.
So that debunks this narrative.
Exactly.
That, black men aren't checking for black women when they get married. Let me say this. I remember from that blackdemographics.com report, it used to be 85%, and that was about 4 years ago. You remember that? From 2021, it was 85% of black men were married to black women. Now it's 79%. It has dipped past the 80s. And we still talking about why. Well, you got to ask black women, what do they need to do? And again, I may be lying, so you might want to check my math. Go to this report, and then you're going to scroll down and you'll see a population report, and it's an Excel spreadsheet, and you can get all the numbers. It'll tell you specifically these 2 numbers. No math required. It says the black community, black men don't want to get married. Married black men, 5.9 million. Married black women, 5.3 million. Key takeaway, there are 610,791 more married black men than black women. And a key point to remember here is that there's about 1.7 million more black women than black men, but black men are married at a higher rate. And then this is how everything breaks down. And I'll just give you the key takeaways. I was actually off. It's over 2 million more black women than black men. There are more divorced, separated, and widowed black women, 2.4 million for black men, 4.6 million for black women. Key takeaway, there are 2.1 million black women who are divorced, separated, / widowed than black men. Never married black men, 8.1 million, and never married black women, 8.6 million. Remember, it was 49%, let me make sure, 49% for black men in regards to percentages, and 46% for black women who are never married. However, because of that, overage of over 2 million black women, that's why it's more black women who are never married than black men at 8.6 million to 8.1 million. Key takeaway, there are 509,940 never married black women than black men, okay? And again, I could be lying, so you got to check my statistics. This is where you can find that information. You see right there, facts about the U.S. population. It's going to be the fact sheet. You can screenshot this if you want. Then the black population spreadsheet is right here.
Thanks for revealing that, because some people, they don't believe it because they keep saying the same old tired argument. They keep on saying it. But okay, you get upset, for some of these black women get upset about this, right? All right then. But let me show you something right quick. Let's talk about famous people, right? Let's look at the black women who are in interracial relationship, who have money.
I'm a mechanic, and I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this new diagnostic tool called Fix. I'm a little skeptical, so...
32 interracial black and white celebrity couples. You never knew who are they? Stars who dared to love beyond the boundaries of race, risking their careers, facing public backlash, and even challenging the secrets Hollywood tried to bury. From hidden romances to headline-making affairs, these are 32 black and white celebrity couples you probably never knew about. And a few will truly shock you. Did you freeze for a second when you saw this photo? Can you guess which A-list actor lost $30 million over an interracial relationship? Yes, it's the megastar from Cheers. Drop his name in the comments. We're watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories. Now, let's dive in. Maximilian Cooper and Eve. One of the most unexpected interracial celebrity pairings in recent decades is between American rapper Eve Jihan Jeffers and British entrepreneur Maximilian Cooper. Eve, best known for her Grammy-winning hit, Let Me Blow Your Mind, and her early 2000 sitcom Eve, met Cooper in 2010 during the Gumball 3000, a luxury international car rally he co-founded in 1999. At the time, she was sponsored by Puma and joined the rally as a celebrity guest. Their connection was instant, though they came from vastly different worlds. Eve from a working-class upbringing in Philadelphia, and Cooper from a background in fashion, racing, and wealth in the UK, their bond only deepened over time. They married on June 14th, 2014, in Ibiza, Spain, after 4 years of dating. Cooper, who has 4 children from a previous marriage, became a stepfather figure to Eve's growing family, and she often spoke publicly about adjusting to motherhood in a blended international household. Their first child together, Wild Wolf Fife Alexander Summers Cooper, was born in February 2022, when Eve was 43. She has spoken candidly about the challenges of fertility and the joy of becoming a mother later in life. In interviews, Eve has acknowledged that being in an interracial marriage brought its own set of discussions, especially in the aftermath of George Floyd's murder in 2020. We have discussions, and that's a beautiful thing, she shared in a CBS This Morning interview. The couple has never shied away from tackling issues of race, privilege, and identity in their home. Now based in Los Angeles, they continue to blend 2 worlds, hip-hop and high fashion, black American culture and British tradition, proving that love truly transcends background. Olivier Martinez and Halle Berry. French actor Olivier Martinez and Oscar-winning star Halle Berry first encountered each other in 2010 while filming the thriller Dark Tide in South Africa. Berry, then recently separated from model Gabriel Aubry, had publicly expressed reluctance about remarrying. Yet her on-screen co-star quickly became more than just a colleague. The chemistry between them extended beyond the set, and their connection turned romantic soon after production ended. Martinez, best known for roles in Unfaithful and The Physician, brought a European sensibility to his relationships, reserved, discreet, and intensely loyal. By 2012, Berry and Martinez announced their engagement. The pair wed in July 2013 in a private ceremony held at the Château de Condé in France. That same year, they welcomed a son, Maceo Robert Martinez, born in October. What set their relationship apart was Berry's candid acknowledgement of the logistical and emotional complexities that came with blending two strong careers and cultures. The couple initially maintained homes in both France and the US, but differences in lifestyle eventually created strain. In October 2015, they jointly filed for divorce after 2 years of marriage. Despite separating, both have spoken publicly about their shared dedication to co-parenting. Their legal battles over custody were challenging, but mostly handled away from the spotlight. Halle Berry later emphasized the importance of protecting her son's privacy and maintaining civil ties with Martinez. Their union, though short-lived, was significant. Berry rarely discussed race in connection to the relationship, but public reaction to their pairing reflected deep-rooted tabloid fascination with interracial romance. The couple's time together offers a glimpse into the pressures that fame, parenting, and cross-cultural living can place on even the most passionate connections. Marco Perego and Zoe Saldana. Italian-born artist Marco Perego and American actress Zoe Saldana may have one of Hollywood's most quietly revolutionary marriages. Their relationship began in 2013, sparked by mutual friends and a deep connection over art, identity, and shared values. Within just a few months, they secretly wed in a small ceremony in London. Saldana later revealed the moment she knew Perego was the right one. "I don't do well with insecurity, and he was solid. He just got it." What made their story especially striking was Perego's bold decision to take Zoe's surname, a reversal of tradition rarely seen among male public figures. He legally became Marco Perego Saldana, and the couple explained it as a conscious stand for equality. Critics questioned it, but Zoe responded bluntly, "Why is it so surprising?" They've since welcomed 3 sons, twins Bowie and Cy in 2014 and Zen in 2017. Both are deeply protective of their children, keeping them away from red carpets and rarely posting photos publicly. Instead, their social media presence often centers around their art, Zoe's performances, and Marco's painting and sculpture. Unlike many celebrity couples, they have managed to avoid scandals and headlines. Their public appearances often show them walking hand in hand, sometimes with matching accessories or subtle displays of affection. Zoe has spoken about how their partnership allows her to thrive. He carries a lot of the emotional load without question. Their household is trilingual. Zoe speaks English and Spanish. Marco speaks Italian and English, which reflects the global, blended nature of their family. And while neither of them has ever made race the focus of their public narrative, their dynamic quietly disrupts norms. Vladislav Doronin and Naomi Campbell. Russian billionaire Vladislav Doronin, known for his high-profile real estate ventures and ultra-modern architectural projects, had one of the most talked-about relationships in fashion history when he dated British supermodel Naomi Campbell. Their romance began in 2008, and the pair quickly became synonymous with luxury, power, and spectacle. Doronin, sometimes called the Russian Donald Trump in media circles, made headlines not just for his wealth, but for the lavish lifestyle he shared with Campbell. One of the most extravagant symbols of their relationship was a futuristic mansion in Moscow, dubbed the Spaceship House, reportedly designed by Zaha Hadid, and gifted to Naomi during their time together. Their relationship was marked by opulence, private yachts, red carpet appearances across continents, and regular stays at 5-star resorts. For 5 years, they were nearly inseparable, attending elite events from Cannes to Milan. Unlike many high-profile romances, the two kept their personal interactions mostly away from interviews, rarely commenting on their status publicly. The relationship ended quietly in 2013, without official explanation. Rumors swirled, especially when Doronin began seeing model Luo Zilin, who had previously been mentored by Campbell on The Face, a reality modeling competition. This added a layer of public tension, though neither party ever addressed it directly. Since their split, Naomi has remained a dominant force in fashion and philanthropy, championing African designers and global humanitarian causes.
What would it feel like to wake up on your terms?
I'm gonna stop it right here. So what we learned from this? You got two couples and there are more black women. There are a few other famous black women. Alfie Woodard, her husband is white. They've been together for over 30-something years. You have other ones. But do you see black men going after and attacking these women for the women that they took? Do you see black men looking at Naomi Campbell, say anything about Eve, say anything about this, and just, make platforms about this? I have not heard not one black man make anything upset about this. We know Halle Berry is with the black men now. Some people agree with this, some people don't. Have you said, so why is it? And and trust me, I have seen black content creators talk about this. I have, even the ones that this black male content creator. I have never seen black males get online, TikTok, and start berating black men for their choice. Then when it's confronted, you're not. Then you have some of these women that say that, oh, it doesn't matter, but it bothers me. But it does technically bother you. And when you do, like a Naomi Campbell, when you do go in the opposite, you didn't pick the good character of the man. And obviously, it's some other things that cause the split. Because some of these women live in a fantasy world. But the reality is, once you're in that relationship with somebody, you have to maintain it. And there's been some black men that have broken up with their white girlfriends because of miscommunication, personality. That's what it comes down to. I don't know why people keep making these videos about black and white, and you see them people are famous. Why is that you keep making these videos about it? All you have to do is pick the right person and pick the right character of a person, even if they're of a different ethnic background. And it seems like it's coming from the women's side more than. And have you noticed that the same demographic want this high? Now, there were women, like these few women. Do you see even the women that married the men? They got what they want. They ain't out there complaining. And I ain't never seen Eve put down black men. I ain't never seen Naomi Campbell put down black men. I ain't never seen them. They just went on ahead and stayed quiet, and it worked out. And whatever next man they meet, it was another white man and another black, it was a black man. They know that it's all about finding your companion that suits you, and coming to a realization of a relationship. But what happens is some women get their egos. They get a very big ego, and prideful, and they masculine, and they just act like a man's gonna be up, and then you find out, regardless of the race of the man, they're not gonna put up with it. Then you have some men according to their character. Some men are cheaters of all walks of life. This is what we're saying. But when you find a particular man, look for his character. That was the point of this video. Why don't you pick the character of the man? And if he happen to be, but you all have a tendency to say these things, some of you all that come online and put this on social media. So imagine men who looking for a companion, who maybe don't want to play the field. Maybe they want to go out there and play the field. Maybe they're looking for a wife. And they might be attracted to some of these women. And you see they were attracted to black women, but look at their mindset. And what if it was the black man making six figures? He got to do something like this, and why don't you do this? You don't think the black men with making six figures who have a professional are not listening to this and watching you? This is what they don't understand, this stuff. I mean, stupid. You just reveal whatever it is. The more you open up your mouth, you just reveal who you are. And these same type of women end up being alone, gripey and bitchy. These are the same type of women that make these men go overseas. These are same because men in America, regardless of race, probably, and it's white. And like the one guy said, white men doing this for years. They don't give a darn. There ain't too many white women making video after video after video about white men going over there. Some made a few comments, remarks, but they just got shut down. That's not gonna stop them. But you the only demographic of women. You won't you won't come into an agreement with the black men. You talk to the black men like they're teenage boys, and maybe that's probably why they got tired. They got tired of being fed up. You need to do this. You need to be 6 feet tall. You need to be clean. You need to be making 6-figure. Why do you do this? And you got we got these flip-floppy personalities. And you don't know, so, and it's like, it's a toxic relationship. They're toxic. And they witch and whine and murmur and complain. Oh my goodness. And this stuff go all over the world. And then when other women seeing it. Now, some women going to complain about men. All women do. But I'm sorry, some black women, you're going to have to take this. You're exposing yourself. Now, when you go to other men, they don't want to deal with you. I knew a guy I went to church with, and I ain't had no problem with saying this. He was a Latino guy that dated a black woman. He was with her for a while. Put it this way, I didn't really ask what happened, but he was with her. His son, he was pretty serious, but guess what happened? He ended up going back down to South America and get him a woman of his origin. So it sounded like, to me, if I would have guessed, it was a personality conflict. He don't sound like he was an abusive man. He got his own business. It's a Latino man. I don't know if he was from Ecuador. I forgot what country he was from, Ecuador or one of those countries. Because like this is like going outside, and like I said, I met someone at the church, a Latino man, because we had a conversation on the way up to, we had a men's retreat up there in New York. And I said, I really didn't know if he could speak English that well. You know what I'm saying? I knew that some people can speak English, but really, he understood what I'm saying. We had a good conversation. And that mystified me, like, why did it work out with that relationship? Some of y'all, you let your education get to your head. You let your status get to your head, and clearly what you see in these women, and you don't know when to separate. There are educated women all over the world. There are educated women in the Philippines. There are educated women in Thailand. There are educated in Colombia. There are educated women probably in the Dominican. But what's the difference is? They know when to let their husband lead. They got the same problem. They've come across some bad men that want to be macho, machismo, and be. Every culture does it. Every culture got their own men that like to go and play the field. But you make it hard on your black men to get with you. And black men have been trying to stay faithful to you, but it's your mouth. It has pushed them away. That is even showing that other men can't even have a relationship with you because you're so entitled. You strong. We know you're strong. We know you're smart. It's status so, but you don't know how to be a companion. Some of you don't know how to be a basic companion. That's why you don't have a man. You keep going through these men, and then the way like Raul said, the way you talk, that's what they want. They don't want a black man. They want a ninja. And because a ninja makes you excited. A ninja gives you that energy. A ninja that can keep running out of jail and prison because that's your definition of a man. And yeah, he can probably protect you, but is he complete all the way around as a man? Not just protect you, but can he provide for you? Can he guide you in wisdom? Does he have any godly wisdom? Don't you see that? Is he going to make your life... And that's what it means. You haven't figured... The reason why some of you women haven't figured out, because maybe God is trying to show you. But you just so hard-headed, you sister girl, and you educated, you know your stuff. Yeah, you smart. You prove that. You hard-working. You prove that. But the major thing is, you don't know how to be a companion. Some of you do not know how to be a companion. And it takes two to make a relationship. And what man wants to deal with a woman with a nagging, masculine personality, manipulative personality, you ain't did crap personality? Wouldn't it be wrong if a man did you like that? Saying you ain't a woman, you don't do this, and you don't, and see, this is what you need to do, and this is, I don't hear men doing that. Men just want peace. Men just want you to stop nagging them, stop making them feel like they're your son. Until you figure that out, you're going to keep losing. That's why you keep losing good men. And that's something when other men, that some of these same women on some of these videos can't even keep a man from another part of the world. Because they see that some of them you come across because, oh, you're looking at their skin and you got this fantasy about some soap opera fantasy, whatever, which you've been trained on TV. Because I know some of your mamas probably, and you was fascinated because that white male was that white couple. Now but when the reality comes in, you find that white man is just like any other man. You find have some good character, and you might have someone that's a gigolo and is a player. And some of us black men, we know this. We see this. We the nice guys, we see it. That's why. But you want the ninjas. Because you want to correct and fix them and make them into husbands. Some change to the hand of God, and some don't. Some go into extreme and take your life and have you in abuse shelter. Then you wonder why. It's what you choose. That's why you have them. That's why you've been. Some of you women out there been through what you've been through. That's why you're single at the age that you are. Until you figure out what a companion is. That's why those women, a good percentage of women can keep a man and you can't. It's not about what they can, and it doesn't make them less than a woman. That's the thing about this. You think it's less than a woman just for you to do certain things that you do things out of things called love. That's something you need to work on. That's why you don't have the man that you have. Some of you don't have the man. And the rest of them have, and then the black women that do, you won't listen to the ones that know how to keep a companion. You call them the pick-me's, but yet they got a man that's going to love and take care of the rest of their life. Think about it. So that's the reason why you're single. Is you. And the only person going to change it, man, is the good Almighty God. It ain't you. He had revealed. And they got to let that sister girl mentality, masculine mentality go. He's the only one who can deal with it. You can't deal with it. Even another woman can't deal with it when it comes to some black women. And there's white women that have the same mindset. That's the truth. So take a like. Hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. Till next time. Ladies, this is a warning. Don't be like these women, because you're going to be 60, 70, 80 years old alone. Think about it. Take care. Be blessed.